If you've been charged with a DUI in Tennessee, here's 5 critical things you need to know. First, Tennessee has some of the strictest DUI laws nationwide. Even first-time offenders can face mandatory jail time, license suspension, and thousands in fines. The minimum jail sentence for a first offense is 48 hours, but this increases to 7 days if your blood alcohol concentration was 0.15 or higher. You'll also face up to $1,500 in court costs and a mandatory DUI education program costing around $300. Many people don't realize that Tennessee judges have very little discretion in DUI cases. Unlike other offenses where judges can tailor punishments, Tennessee's mandatory minimum sentences mean judges' hands are largely tied, making professional legal representation even more crucial. Second, the first 48 hours after your arrest are critical. Immediate decisions about chemical testing, what to say to law enforcement, and securing legal representation can significantly impact your case outcome. At Litson DUI, we recommend contacting an attorney immediately after arrest, before making any statements. Evidence collection begins immediately after your arrest. Police observations, your statements, and testing procedures all become part of the prosecution's case. Without proper guidance, you might unknowingly provide information that strengthens the case against you. Third, field sobriety tests are not mandatory in Tennessee. These roadside tests are voluntary and highly subjective to officer interpretation. However, be aware of Tennessee's implied consent law. If you refuse a blood or breath or urine test after arrest, you'll face an automatic license suspension. The standardized field sobriety tests, the walk and turn, one-leg stand, and horizontal gaze nystagmus, has significant scientific limitations. Factors like age, weight, medical conditions, and even footwear can affect performance, regardless of impairment level. Many officers fail to administer these tests according to strict scientific protocols, making the results even less reliable. Even perfectly administered tests have significant error rates. According to validation studies, those error rates are 32% for the walk and turn and 35% for the one-leg stand. To be clear, you can refuse field sobriety tests without penalty, but refusing chemical tests such as blood, breath, or urine after a lawful arrest is not the same thing. Your refusal would trigger an automatic 1-year license suspension for first offenders. You can thank Tennessee's implied consent law for that. Fourth, a DUI conviction stays on your record for life in Tennessee. Unlike other states, there's no expungement option for DUI convictions. This permanent record affects far more than just your driving record. A DUI conviction can impact employment opportunities as well. Also at risk, professional licensing for doctors, nurses, teachers, and other regulated professions. You could struggle to pass a landlord's background check, affecting your housing. Auto insurance premiums typically increase by 80% or more after a DUI. You could become ineligible for educational opportunities and scholarships, and non-citizens could even face deportation. Tennessee's look-back period for enhancing penalties on subsequent DUIs is now 10 years, but the conviction itself never disappears. That makes each subsequent offense potentially more serious, even decades later. Fifth, the prosecution must prove every element of a DUI charge beyond reasonable doubt. Effective defense strategies can lead to reduced charges or dismissal. For prosecutors to actually win their case against you, they need to prove a few key things. They have to show you're in physical control of your car. Then they have to prove you had alcohol or drugs in your system, and not just a little, but enough that you couldn't drive safely. Or alternatively, if your breathalyzer showed 0.08% or higher, they'll use that number against you, regardless of how you were actually driving. Each element presents opportunities for challenge. Was the stop legally justified? Were field sobriety tests properly administered? Was the breathalyzer calibrated correctly? Were blood samples properly handled? Did the officer actually read you your rights? At Litson DUI, we scrutinize every aspect of the state's case. Often we find critical flaws that can lead to evidence suppression, charge reduction, or even complete dismissal. In many cases, we can negotiate for reduced charges like reckless driving, which carries significantly fewer consequences than a DUI conviction. Your future deserves a strong defense. Let Litson DUI fight for you. Check out more of our content on our YouTube channel or follow us on Instagram for the latest sobriety checkpoints around Tennessee.